Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all doing really well. I hope everyone's hanging in there. These last few weeks have been quite interesting, quite intense, I feel, for the collective. It definitely on my end. Before I get into this reading, I just want to thank everyone who participated in my last call to action video, and I want to just say a special thank you for contributing your time, your energies, your healing abilities to those causes. And if there's ever anything that you guys would like for us to collectively pray for in the future, please drop me a line and let me know, and email me. My address is below, and I will definitely set that up for you. So thanks so much again. I appreciate you all, and as always, I appreciate all my subscribers, the likes, shares, my clients who are way more than clients, and you guys are just all awesome. And also, guys, if you experience any technological issues or glitches when you get on my YouTube channel, please let me know. I did mention it in my last video, a bit of what's been going on, but I want to mention it again. But there's a reason why I'm asking, so please let me know if you are experiencing any of that. You can email me, and yeah, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. So let's get into this reading here. Before I get into these cards, I just want to talk about actually this first tarot card, because this card wasn't drawn with the rest of these cards. I often get my messages from Spirit in the dream state, or sometimes in meditation and during other times, but it's very rare that I'll be shown an actual card from my tarot deck in the dream state. So I know that when I do, that it's very important, it's very powerful, it's very impactful. And I was shown this tarot card, I think it was right around the summer solstice, which makes sense because those energies seem to kind of usher in this time for change and this great impetus. And that's exactly what this tarot card is speaking about. And I feel like it was also kind of foreshadowing the energies of the last full moon in Capricorn that we just had. And it's just a reminder to you all that, it's go time here for everybody. I mean, not just, twin flames or light workers, but all those on the ascension path, the awakening path. It's really, really, really time to release old negative thought patterns or old timelines, or just basically anything that's not serving you at this time, because there's a great window of opportunity that's here right now for the taking. And I just feel like if you kind of don't get on this train, so to speak, not to say there's not going to be another train for you behind that one, but it almost seems like there's this window of opportunity here, and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to be left behind. So, don't worry if you're not exactly where you need to be, or things aren't quite working out how you want them to, and you feel like you should be further along. I mean, you definitely are exactly where you need to be at every moment in time. I always firmly believe that, but you still have to put in the effort. And I feel like as long as you put in the effort towards your expansion and evolution, then the universe will then do their part to usher in that change. So that's what the tarot card really speaks about. It's God's little hand in this, stripping away things from you that maybe you haven't been able to figure out how to change yourself. So it could feel a little bit, biting or bitter at first, these changes, but just know that when the changes do come, it's definitely serving your higher good. But it is always easier to make those changes yourself first, or at least start to make those changes yourself, rather than, have the divine sweep in and do them for you. But this is a really major energy that's here, and I feel like it's going to be here throughout the summer. So it's kind of exciting, and I feel like it's a big reason why everything just feels so intense and accelerated right now. It's kind of like the divine is like not messing around anymore, and In order to pave the way for these unions, he's got to do what he's got to do. So, this is definitely upon us, and this definitely, I think, sets the tone for this reading, because this is what's happening with the karmics. Now, this is for all karmics, for those who are awakened or unawakened, of course. Just because I hate these terms, awaken, unawaken. I've said that many times, but, the quote-unquote awakened twins still have a lot of awakening to do, thus this tower energy. So this applies to all of us, and this applies to all karmic relationships. It doesn't just necessarily have to apply to the unawakened divine masculine. Doesn't necessarily just have to apply to romantic partnerships. This could be a karmic tie with anybody, or really any type of relationship with anybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be karmic. So whatever is not serving you will be stripped away. That's kind of the bottom line here. So in this reading, just to make things simple, I'm just going to say unawakened divine masculine, but take what resonates with you. Forget my words and terminologies here. I always speak of the energies. But this Justice card, this is really just karma being resolved. This is a balancing out of the energies, returning back to the organic state. I feel like this is the divine masculine making that choice to walk away from these relationships that weren't serving him anymore. But I definitely feel like the divine had a big part in this. I don't think that it was necessarily all the divine masculine's idea to leave these karmics. I think that this tower energy definitely kind of swept in, and the rug was just really pulled out from under him. But I feel like the divine masculine, again, don't get stuck on my pronouns here, but I feel like the divine masculine definitely was wanting change, was wanting to move away, knew that these relationships weren't serving him, but maybe just didn't know how to end it all. But I definitely really, really feel like that they are ending. They are either over or they're very quickly ending. Now, this reading may not necessarily apply to those third wavers, those who are just waking up. Even though I feel like you guys will have an easier time, quote unquote, than the first and second wavers, you still have to go through this process. You still have to, clear this karma with these people, with the karmics, quote unquote. That's the whole reason behind it. It's a very important thing. This is not just something that's taking you off your path. This is what's actually keeping you on your path, is actually dating these other people. I know it kind of sounds counterintuitive, but there's so many powerful lessons that need to be learned there first, and this karma that needs to be cleared first, so to speak, in order to really be successful in these twin flame unions. So don't discount your twins karmic if that was the case, and if they are still together. If you're a third waver, just kind of be patient with that. But I feel like it's definitely coming to a close for sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean that now the divine masculine is going to pick up and come running to his counterpart. There's still more healing that needs to be done. And I definitely feel like there's still more self-learning that needs to be done. And there's just almost like a sense of excitement and freedom and exploration that's coming through with the divine masculine. This feeling of I kind of want to get to know myself all over again, or I want to get to know myself for the first time. That's the energy that's coming through in this Two of Wands anyway. And with this gentleman here of this Two of Wands, it's almost like I feel like he's moving away towards the left, towards where the Divine Feminine would be. And, you know, again, it doesn't mean that he's moving away from the Divine Feminine himself. It just means that he's trying to find himself, you know, so to speak. And, you know, this is a good thing. And it's obviously never good to jump from one relationship to the next, you know, even if it is your twin flame. So honor this and be patient with this. This is a really powerful time, I feel like, for the Divine Masculine. It feels like he's like this bird kind of leaving the cage for the first time. And there's this beautiful sense of awakening that's happening in him. So allow him to fly. I know that that's like a very cheesy metaphor, but, you know, allow him to spread his wings and kind of fly for the first time and kind of figure it all out on his own and discover life in this new world, this 5D world, you know, on his own. But the passion and the connection is still very much there. This Eight of Wands it's kind of like the Cupid's arrow card. That's the energy that I feel that his higher self is still emitting to the Divine Feminine. He still very much feels the connection and the passion and the energy. And these wands are now flying in the direction to the Divine Feminine, so to speak, into the Six of Swords card. So just know that the connection is there. The feelings are there. I feel like in stepping into this Two of Wands energy, by moving away from the feminine and by moving into himself, he's actually feeling the connection more. It is what's bringing on this Eight of Wands energy. By moving away, it's bringing his feelings closer to her. Again, pronouns don't matter here in this. But this Six of Swords, I mean, I get this card a lot for twin flames. It's funny, a lot in my private sessions and even in these collective readings. So it's this energy of there's this togetherness. I feel like in this card there's a depiction of this man and woman in this boat, and they have a little baby, and it's the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine, together moving away from something. And I feel like the Divine Masculine, and maybe a roundabout way or maybe in a direct way, is approaching his Divine Feminine, but there's still this, there's not this feeling of like, you know, running through the fields to each other, this like abundant joy, this, you know, there's still, he still feels almost like a bit hurt, a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Like tender, fragile, you know, not totally trusting. So let him work through these feelings. I mean, you know what it's like going through a breakup or whatever. It takes time to learn how to trust again and to connect with your heart. So again, that's all related to this whole Two of Wands thing. You know, let him go off and rediscover himself and reconnect with his heart and his spirit. And yeah, he still does feel a little bit sort of fragile, but yet what the Six of Swords speaks of is this sense of turning away from something that is not serving you, hence the karmic, no longer serving you, because the karmic did serve that purpose. There was definitely learning and growth there, like I said, but you're turning away, you know, like I said, with just a bit of almost there's still some remorse, there's some regret there, they're still trying to figure it out, but I still do feel like there still is very much that trajectory of the Divine Masculine returning back to the union, but just give it time. So these were the top row was the crowning energies. Now the second row represents what the Divine Masculine learned as a result of that connection. And I love this. These first four cards are the cards that I pulled from the Adoring Virtues Mary Queen of Angels deck, which obviously I very much connect with the Virgin Mary, and I connect with her so much just because anytime, and you guys, you know, who pray to her may relate to this. Anytime I connect with, excuse me, with our Blessed Mother, I feel like her answers are just so, they're just so on point and just so direct and accurate, and they always come in so quickly for me. And I feel like that it's just so self-explanatory here. What is it the Divine Masculine learned? Be strong, open your heart, caring, signs. I mean, like I said, this doesn't even warrant an explanation here. This open your heart card is really what's drawing me in most. This is what I feel most of what he has learned throughout that connection with the karmic is learning how to, really learning what it means to love, to give and receive love, and that being vulnerable in that state of love, of true love, maybe not unconditional love, because that's not what the karmic represents, but you can still obtain your sense of power and be strong, this be strong card. And yeah, so he's just kind of, I feel like he has learned that sense of balance between being strong, standing your ground, being connected in a relationship, but yet at the same time letting your guard down, being vulnerable, opening up your heart to whatever is coming your way, whatever the universe is offering you, and what it means to really care for someone, and not just someone, but really for anything in your life. There's this sense of, I feel like, of nurture, is just this feeling that he has learned to really nurture everything in his world and give everything, the care and the intention that it needs, and that includes himself and his vessel and his career and his family and his friends. And it just feels like, in general, just his heart is just open, and even though there still is a sense of feeling of like, frustration or bitterness, he's not completely scarred by it, where he doesn't ever want to love again or won't trust again, And what's interesting is this last card, this signs card, because I feel like now what's happening is, now all of these signs are like really coming in and being kind of like thrown at him, and he's really seeing them now, and he's really starting to trust them. And I feel like he did see them all along, but was still kind of like, oh, I'm not really sure what to make of all that. But I feel like now they're just flying at him like more and more and more. He's kind of being like pummeled with them to the point where it's almost like this tower energy. It's like, they're just, it's just this force from the universe that's really forcing you into this direction that you should be going in. So that's what these signs and these synchronicities that we all get are really pushing him to do, is to go in that direction of his highest truth, which is entering this union. And, entering the union, it's obviously serving so much more than just the union, as we all know. It's serving humanity. It's fulfilling your mission and your soul contract. So that's really the importance of it here. That's why the divine is steering him so much to us. It's really more for that, so that we could kind of get this show on the road already and fulfill these missions. But the signs are also coming through in the dream state, and I feel actually very much so in the dream state, maybe even more in the dream state than in the waking state. I feel like he's getting them. And then this last card, this caregiver card, this card speaks of being a caregiver, but remembering to give back to yourself. And that's also a very, very, very powerful lesson that I feel like the Divine Masculine learned. And I think that I mentioned that already, but I feel like this message is reiterating that importance of self-love and accepting yourself, and really learning to love yourself. That's not always an easy thing to do. And, we all have flaws. We all have regrets in life. And it's really hard to forgive yourself and to look past them. And it's hard to feel good about yourself in a relationship if you have all of these things that may have played out in your life, or even previous timelines that you haven't collapsed yet. It's just hard to have a successful relationship. I mean, twin flame or not. So I feel like that's what the energies here now are doing, is that they're helping collapse those timelines, heal all that karma, like I said, so that you can now, in fact, really turn that love on yourself. And it just feels almost like there's like a clean slate for him. Now these two cards, the Hangman and the Judgment card, these two major arcana energies, these are the cards that I asked Spirit to show me what the Divine Masculine Collective wants us to know about himself right now, about where he's at. So this plays into what I said before, the energy that was coming in, the Six of Swords, this Hangman. There's still this state of indecision. I almost wanted to say denial for a moment, so I'm just going to go with that. Yeah, and maybe not for all of them, but a little bit of little inkling of denial there, still wanting to kind of push it away, okay, no, this connection, it can't be what I think it is. It's really just a disbelief. I mean, we've all experienced that, right? In our awakening, we just kind of almost can't believe it to be true. It just seems so out of this world. So that's kind of playing into the Hangman a little bit. Again, give it time to play out. And I don't feel that this indecision is coming as a result of because he doesn't know in his true heart what he feels. I do feel like he definitely knows in his heart what it is that he feels. It's just a matter of timing, because he still hasn't fully discovered himself in this Two of Wands. There's still this awakening that needs to happen. That's what this Judgment card speaks of. It's an awakening. And what I want to say too about this card, and this is probably going to sound totally nuts and you guys are going to laugh, but those of you who are cat owners can attest to this. Cats are very psychic, and my two cats are very psychic. Sadly, one of them is passed on, but my other cat who I have, who's actually named after the Blessed Mother as well, she loves tarot, and every once in a while she'll come over and she'll jump up on the table when I read the cards, and I always notice that the cards that her paws, or at least one paw, will happen to land on is always, for me, always feels to be one of the most powerful cards in the reading. And sure enough, this is the card that she came over and stepped on, was this Judgment card. And again, it's just, it always just affirms what it is that I'm already feeling. So I know that she is, she's accurate. She's a very good card reader. It's kind of funny, but yeah, but cats are very psychic, and they're just amazing creatures and amazing animals to have, especially for cleansing your home and for keeping bad spirits away and that kind of thing. But anyway, she is confirming this Judgment card is a very powerful energy that's playing out right now with the Divine Masculine. So let this awakening play out. Once this awakening plays out, this Hangman will no longer be here. I feel there'll be no more denial, no more indecision, no more, what if, what do I do, where do I go? But it's, yeah, guys, I mean, there's just it's such a beautiful, but yet powerful kind of, I don't want to say forceful, but it is almost like a forceful energy that's happening with the Divine Masculine. They're really being pushed right now to awaken so that they could fully be who they're meant to be and stand in their truth. It's just this sensation of just this beautiful flower, this bud that's being now really pushed to awaken. And again, I feel like the summer energies and these eclipse energies and all these just summer solstice energies and everything is what's really pushing this along. It's beautiful, it's powerful, and it's intense. I don't know what else I could say to describe it, because it's just here right now, and it's incredible. It's really incredible. So just have faith in that, and just, like I said, allow that flower to blossom. And you can't force it to blossom any quicker than it is, and just continue to be patient. And I love these messages for the Divine Feminine. These last two cards is what I asked, what the Divine Masculine wants the Divine Feminine to know, or, what it is that we should be doing right now, basically. So I have the Feminine card, and I have the Have Fun card. And this is just so, I love this. I mean, this is really just the Divine Masculine letting us know, like, just be ourselves, stand in our strong Divine Feminine power. Be ready for when the Divine Masculine fully awakens and comes and is ready to step into his mission. Ask yourself, are you really ready for when he walks through the door? Again, pronouns don't matter, but think about it. I know that we have done a lot of work. There has been a lot of purging. There's, give yourself credit for where you're at, but really ask yourself, what more can you be doing at this point? And I just feel like doing simple things like having fun, and this Have Fun card is a great way for letting your true essence shine, your true divine essence, Divine Feminine essence shine. And we've, let's face it, we've really been through the ringer. This whole thing has been really stressful. A lot of us probably look pretty haggard right about now, and and tired, and whatever, so just release all that. Just let it go. Just remember, this doesn't have to be so serious all the time. Even though it is pretty serious, let's face it, this is a pretty heavy duty thing our souls signed up for. But what the Divine Masculine and what Spirit wants us to know is, it's still okay to let your hair down and have fun and do those things that bring you back to your to yourself, things that kind of just make you feel like a kid again. And that's exactly what this card speaks of, So whatever that is, I mean, I'll give you a really stupid example. I was at the beach the other day, and there was a playground, and there were swings. I'm like, I want to go on the swing. When's the last time, like, I went on a swing? I used to love to swing, but they were actually all taken up, the swings. But the funny thing is, all of the swings were taken up by adults. They were like adults and maybe, teenagers and 20-something-year-old. But how funny is that? I couldn't even get on the swing because they were all other grown-ups on there. So they were on the same, page as I was. But whatever that is, going to a carnival, I mean, do something completely silly and almost childlike, to get you back to that, to your soul, your innocence, that type of essence. And again, anything that lets your Divine Feminine shine. And I feel that I'm giving the message here to say that a lot of that has to do with your intuitive self. Divine Feminines are very, very, very intuitive and very in touch with spirit and the earth and nature and animals. So I feel like, again, connecting with those things are a powerful tool to allow your Divine Feminine to shine. And the world needs us. The world is waiting for us. The Divine Feminine, I've said this before, has really been, subjugated throughout history, and it's time to clear all that and to pave the path for really for the first time, I feel like in this Earth's history, to let the Divine Feminine really shine and to be in equal part, an equal player. I feel like in humanity. So it's time for us, guys. Like let's be ready. And if you guys, of course, have any questions or you want to reach out for a private session, please email me. My address is below. I hope this resonates with you guys. You can also put questions below. I love all of you. Hang in there, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, guys.